Dear colleagues, the technology of integrated learning has become leader at higher education institutes of Ukraine. Today, STEAM education is the most promising method of training specialists in certain fields because the integration of certain disciplines into a single education system has proved to be extremely effective. Given the dynamic development of EST, a variety of methodological approaches, method of using computer modeling system to create projects for various research tasks and teaching young people. Such issues require additional research, refinements, approaches, models, developments, new implementation methods. In our report, we will demonstrate the possibility of interdisciplinary integration of learning content through the theoretical justification of the technology of studying mathematical models of population reproduction using computer mathematical system and programming languages. The integration of educational components takes place in several areas and the different levels of higher education. The art study we use internal disciplinary integration, which is carried out to the process of preparing a student for the first bachelor's levels of higher education, involves a fragmentary process carried out of the levels of each discipline and involves the search of interaction of different elements within the educational components and new approaches for the formation of students' ability to integrate computer modeling and mathematical models. The introduction of interdisciplinary integrate learning of the educational process involved us to set tasks. First, to trace the possibility of interdisciplinary integration of learning content. Second, to study the practice of using software environments in the process of modeling biological problems based on mathematical models. Thirdly, to investigate the integration of algorithms of mathematical models in the process of computer modeling. The following theoretical and experimental research methods were used to solve the task analysis of scientists, educational and methodological literature. Search for modeling method, analysis of applied mathematical package and programming environment to implement the creative models, method of mathematical modeling, time series analysis, regression analysis, method of algorithmization and programming values, analysis of the obtained result in according with the research problem experiment, studying, searching and forming, with the subsequent statistical processing of the result. The integration process proposed by use were carried out with the use of collaborative learning technology, namely in involving the interaction of participants in the educational process, students of bachelor's degree in chemical biological, physical mathematical and engineering pedagogical faculty of TNPU, which involved them to develop skills, work together in a small group and ensure quality educational outcomes. The material for the study was the collection of red fistula started by students of the Faculty of Chemistry and Biology during an internship in zoology in 2017-2019. In total, students collect more than 1,000 specimens of species. Partnership between undergraduates of the first years of study of chemical, biological, physical, mathematical, and engineering pedagogical faculty began in 2020 at the stage of elaboration to the collect material. The process of interdisciplinary integration of learning content was carried out by a through the application of a number of mathematical models to the study of ecological system using computer mathematical system and programming environment. based on which it was possible to conduct specialized research. Work began on modeling the dynamic of biomass fluctuation and productive of the grape snail population, Helix pomatia, which has been consumed for centuries by residents of a number of European countries. The next step was to use the Arim model to predict the number of individual biological populations. Equally interesting was the study relative to the forecast of individual population development in the Verhulst model. We are extremely interested in the research in the field of mathematical modeling of behavior, which has relied on the application of the Leslie matrix model of ecological system. The object of the study was the dynamic of the population of red wool. The study is based on experiment data obtained during 2017-2019. The software implementation of the computer model for predict the number of population dynamic was carried out by us on the basis of the Leslie model. The graphical user interface of the creative application can be seen in this slide. Any modeling process goes through several stages: observation of the object of modeling, accumulation of facts, phenomena, conductive experiments, meaningful statement of the problem, schematization, formalization of facts, phenomena, certification, formulation of the technical task for model development, conceptual formulation of the modeling problem, mathematical formulation of the problem, checking the correctness of the model, consequences within the mathematical model, qualitative analysis of the model, selection and development of method of solving own solution to the problem by analytical and numerical method, verification of the adequacy of the model to reality, verification of the model, practical use of the built model, mathematical modeling in the case of properly constructive model, how to see what is difficult or possible to verify in experiment, left to reproduce such process, the observation of which in natural would require a lot of effort and time. In mathematical models, you can lose different options to establish various connections, combine individual factors, simplify or complicate the structure of the system, change the sequences and strength of influence on it. All this makes it possible to better understand the mechanisms that operate in natural conditions. The expediency of using the proposed method is justified by the following factors: students' comparative analysis of mathematical method, making decision of the feasibility and limitation of using a particular method, implementation of joint activities for modeling and development of software application, mutual testing, beginning in create of software product, analysis and result, the orientation of the education process on the development productive integration approach has several positive aspects. The effectiveness of formation of student skills is modeling. The effectiveness of training in comparisons with the subject of professional orientation, which form the algorithmic competency of students, through the possibility of interdisciplinary integration in the process of joint activities. Our research and our own experiments suggest that this level of interest in performing such research among students is growing and contribute to the development of future professional competency. We see the prospect of further research in the study of the possibility of software implementation of algorithms for describing the state of population within a certain geographical area of Ukraine. Thank you for your attention.